Well, thank you all for taking the time to talk with Two Fab today. I can't wait for the show to return. But I guess for you three, just did anyone need maybe to be talked into coming back for a second season, or were you all gung ho ready to get back to filming once it was safe to do so?
I was excited to come back and see people because we were all kind of in our own quarantine world. And I think that when we were able to go and film with a lot of these characters on the show are my real friends. And it was nice to see other people because it was just me, my kids, my wife, and my parents for like the first 3 months, and we wouldn't go out at all.
Yeah, I feel like we came back twice. Once before COVID, and then COVID happened, shut down, and then 8 months later came back again. The first time I was really excited. The second time I was like, "What are we doing?" I didn't know what it was going to be like, but it turned out really amazing, and honestly was surprising, and I had a blast.
And Brody, how about you?
It was, it was, I definitely would say this time around, it was a little more challenging, with the COVID situation. It was definitely made it a little more challenging. Obviously we did a lot of filming together. So it definitely did spark up a lot of conflict between the group, and we weren't really able to have other outside cast members kind of come in like we used to be able to. So that had its challenging moments, but it also made for some great TV. We got some really good, heavy stuff in there. And I think it's a lot better than the original season, for sure. A lot better.
Now, Brody, I have to ask, how did you prepare to kind of tackle the divorce stuff this season? And did it help to kind of have that time that you had so much time off but before you started filming?
Yeah, Kaitlynn and I, the main thing between us is we're great friends. I love Kaitlynn. We spent 6 years together. It was a very mutual, great breakup. There was no animosity. It was totally clean. Everything was great. So it was cool being able to film with her. And we talked about, a lot of the stuff in our relationship and, kind of things that went wrong and things that I did wrong, we get deep about it and we talk about it on the show. But ultimately I just want to see her happy. My main goal is just to see Kaitlynn happy. And she seems like she's doing really great. She's got a new boyfriend now, and she seems very happy. So that makes me happy.
Good. And now, obviously we have Caroline joining this season. Just what was it like having, her be part of the group this time around? And I guess who might we expect her to maybe butt heads with?
She definitely butts heads with a few of the castmates. Don't want to get too much into detail, but for me it was easy because Caroline and I grew up together in Malibu. So she was actually best friends with my little sister growing up. So I've known her forever, so it was easy for me. But I think she's doing great.
How about you guys, Frankie or Brandon? Just working with Caroline this season?
Yeah, she's been fantastic.
She's been a friend of mine for like probably 15, 16 years.
Okay.
Maybe 17 years at this point. And we've always had a great relationship. She's always been like the life of the party. She's always been super, like, had my back throughout a lot of stuff. So I was really happy when she joined the cast because I had another ally on the team, another real friend. And I'm excited for the stuff she's got going on. She has that pizza girl, single mother. I think that she's I want her to win. She's got a kid that she's got to take care of and look after, and I want her to really explode her vision that she had with Pizza Girl.
And now, with Caroline joining the show, it also means Mischa left the show. Just why do you think it didn't pan out with her as much as maybe viewers would have hoped, or maybe even MTV would have hoped?
Brody, you take that one.
Yeah, Brody.
I just don't think really Mischa, she doesn't really come from a reality background. She's more of a scripted actress. And I think that when she came on, she didn't really know anybody, and a lot of us have all grown up together. We've known each other for a really long time. And I think that Mischa kind of came on, did her own thing. I don't think she really tried to or even cared to interact with us that much. I think she was just kind of doing her own thing. So ultimately, I just don't think it worked out.
And it's hard to come into a show with, most of the people already have established relationships, I'm sure.
Right, exactly. I think for her, it was probably a little difficult. You know what I mean? She probably felt a little bit just kind of awkward. And so, which I understand. I mean, she's a great girl. I've known her for a long time, but, we got a great cast without her.
Yeah. And, the teaser for the new promo that came out, we see Kristen shows up at the end. I'm curious if anyone just wants to spill on, what it was like even seeing her again, or did you ever think you would be filming, or even, if it's one episode, whatever it is with her at this point?
I mean, I think we all love when Kristen comes around. I mean, she's so good at what she does. She's been doing this for so long. And when she comes in, she just knows how to bring the heat. So she was only, she filmed a few things, but she definitely stirred up the pot for sure.
It really felt like I was, when she walked in for the first time. I hadn't seen her in a lot of years, and she felt like a celebrity to me, because I've been watching her show, and I've been kind of following her along, just rooting for her, and just when she walked in through that door, and I see her, and I'm like, oh, it's Kristen Cavallari. But I forgot that we were we're all best friends. It was pretty awesome. I remember I punked her back in the day on the show. And so the relationship just immediately, as soon as she walked in, it was like it's been a day since I seen her type of feeling.
And for Brandon, did you know her at all beforehand? And if not, what was that like for you?
No, I didn't know her until I met her when she showed up, and she was a little bit of a firecracker. She was cool. We definitely got along. So I thought she was great.
And I guess this, for all three of you, just what do you think will surprise people the most about this season? What are you really looking forward to them seeing once it starts?
I think for kind of just where our lives are at right now. This time around on this show, I was single. Justin Bobby was single. So we do have, some little relationship things that we have in the show, sort of dating and stuff like that. So that's going to be fun to see that. And yeah, honestly, we filmed the show for an entire year. There is so much stuff in there. I'm curious to know what they're actually going to use. You know what I mean? We did film. Yeah. What made the cut? Cause there is some great stuff, there's some wild stuff. I mean, there's a lot in there for sure. And I think it's way better than the first season for sure. Way better.
Frankie, Brandon, you want to add anything?
Frankie?
With what Brody said, the show is absolutely a different show than the first season, because this time around we all know each other. We all kind of had more of a bonding experience with each other. And we all kind of grew our little groups of friendships around the show. So there was definitely that moment of from the drama to seeing people and their new ventures that they're working on, and seeing them create that that feeling that the first original Hills used to have, where Lauren Conrad used to, you were kind of inspired by Lauren and what she did, and how she came here with to get her job, and girls got inspired to move to LA because of the show. So on this time around, you could see Brandon's movie premiere, things like that, or you're inspired to move to LA to go become an actor, or I don't want to get to the rest of the cast, but it's stuff like that why you want to watch the show, and be inspired by not just the drama, but by the what the Hills really mean. LA, being from LA.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm getting wraps, so I will check in with you guys as the season goes on. Have a good one.
Thank you so much.
All right, see ya.